I'm Annie Ellison, and this is your, now before you do anything else, before I even say what this video is about, if you're watching this, you've probably watched another one. So please like and subscribe below. Kauai housing market update for March 2025. You're thinking about selling or you're thinking about buying, these are a good thing to watch. G.I. Joe, I think it was, used to say, knowledge is power. Is that G.I. Joe?
Knowledge is power? Is that G.I. Joe? I mean, it's originally attributed to Francis Bacon.
Whether you're a G.I. Joe fan or a Francis Bacon fan, this information is for you.
With Annie to Kauai.
Life is short. Buy the beach house. Live the dream. So what's been going on? The fall in Kauai was a little bit slow. Not unusual for an election year. And it's had a few ripple effects. And we're just starting to see those changes, right? Last month's housing market update, I said there's a little bit of a lull in the market. There's an opportunity here, right? And I'm experiencing the changes now. So we'll get into it with the numbers. Currently, there are 432 homes, condos, and parcels of land for sale. These are only things that are fee simple. And I've also excluded one condominium complex, which is selling properties, but they haven't closed on any yet. So it'll be a long time before they close. So I think they skew the market numbers. I've removed those numbers from the market. So what does that mean? There's 158 single family homes for sale, 163 condos, and 111 parcels of land. One thing that's exciting about this market is you have some options, right? There was a time in COVID, post-COVID, where if you wanted to buy a house and your budget was like $2 million to $2.5 million, you might have had 3 options and that was it. Now you have options, right? If you're a buyer, you have options. If you're a seller, you should be competitive. Of the actively listed properties, the most expensive one officially on the market and one that I think is exciting is a house on Pe'e Road in Kauai. Why is this property interesting to me? Well, it's listed at $30 million, 25,585 square feet on an ocean bluff, and it's zoned R20. So R20 zoning technically means you can put 20 units per acre. So this is, a little bit more than half an acre, so potentially 10 units. It's a development opportunity if someone wants to see it that way. There's currently a very nice 4-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom home on it. Incredible sunset views. It's kind of on a little peninsula. You're gonna see turtles, whales, everything else. The lot itself is special. Is that worth it to a developer to buy something like that where they could potentially build out 10? Obviously, you're going to have to deal with setbacks and height limitations and other things. So if you're interested, call me. We can dig into the details. But to me, it's one of the most exciting properties for sale. Okay, so what's pending? The seller and the buyer have come to agreement and have accepted terms, and they're working towards closing. Not every pending deal closes, because you have contingencies and inspection periods. And if the buyers don't do what they say they are going to do in the Hawaii real estate contract, the sellers can cancel on the buyer. So if you're a buyer purchasing, you want to make sure you work with an agent who knows what they're doing, because if they don't and you miss a deadline, the sellers can cancel on you. So there's currently 110 properties pending, single family homes, condos, and parcels of land. Of those, 67 are single family homes. That's a jump up from last month. 25 are condos and 18 are parcels of land. That's also a higher number for parcels of land. If I remember correctly, last month it was 9, so it's about double. What is going on in the high end of the market? What's selling? It's kind of a variety. I looked at the things over 5 million selling. One is a lovely oceanfront home on Kauai Road. If you like Kauai, if you're familiar with the South Side, Kauai Road it's pretty ideal. Now, not all of those homes have short-term rental rights, but this one does. It has an active vacation rental license. It's listed at $5.25 million. It went into escrow the day after hitting the market, so I assume it is either at or over list price. but never make an assumption. Another one that's interesting is a large parcel of land overlooking Molowa'a Bay. Now this property has been on and off the market for a long time, so it'll be interesting to see if it closes or if it doesn't close and what happens with it. And that's listed at $6,925,000. These are deals where the buyer and seller have come to agreement, right? So they're not just active, they're actively in the process of being sold to an actual buyer. There's a lot in Kukui'ula listed at $7.4 million. That's just for the land in escrow, right? Kukui'ula is definitely a neighborhood to keep your eye on. There's also a house in Kukui'ula that's just about done being built, also in escrow, asking price $7.95 million. That's a 5-bedroom, 5.5 bathroom with pool and ocean views and short-term rental rights. And beautiful, a beautiful home. The property in this pending group that I like the most is one on Anini Vista. It's a very Polynesian style home. It has views of the lighthouse. You're gonna get great sunset views from it. There's a pool, and it is listed at $7.995 million. So we don't know what the accepted price is yet. We won't know it, we can't publicly say it until it closes, but those are all exciting properties. Over $5 million in escrow, should close within the next 30 to 45 days, but most likely sooner than that. All right, so what has sold? As I said, we're just kind of coming out of that election market, which is especially for high end, which in Kauai, I mean, it's mostly all high end, regardless of the condition, just based on the prices alone. So what has sold in the month of February on the island of Kauai? So remember, generally speaking, cash deals are 30 days, finance deals are 45 to 60 days. So a lot of these things that closed in February were put into escrow in December. This is activity that was coming together in December. So what sold, we had 46 sales. 26 were single family homes, 13 were condos, and 7 were parcels of land. If you compare the sold to the pending, there's a jump up in pending. And what I will tell you personally is in the last week to 10 days, I've had 2 listings that have gotten multiple offers on them. Even though it's a little bit more of a buyer's market than it's seller's market now because there is more inventory, and it's really just more inventory than there has been over the last few years coming out of COVID. If a house hits the market and it's priced right, there is a lot of activity on it. People are watching the market and they're ready to buy something that they see has value. Of the things that sold last month, the 2 highest priced ones were a Timbers townhouse and a Kukui'ula home. No surprise there. The Timbers townhouse, which these are, I mean, they're beautiful. It sold for $7.3 million. It's a 4-bedroom, 4.5 bathroom townhome, super private, almost like a home. It has its own private pool. And then there's like a golf course, just a finger of a golf course, and then the ocean. Great sunrise views. Really a pretty spot. The other one is a Kukui'ula home. It sold for $8.25 million. 5-bedroom, 5.5 bathroom, short-term rental rights, and beautiful, of course, as we wouldn't expect anything less, right? So the 2 highest price points were new builds, essentially. A new build on Kauai generally is anything less than 20 years old, but these are real new builds, right? These ones are that were built in the last few years. It's, probably the Timbers property has never been lived in before, and the Kukui'ula home also is a new build. Now, what did I do last month? Well, I closed on 2 properties. One was one of the only 7 parcels of land sold last month, and I sold one of them. It was a lot in Princeville. And another one was a single family home. So that's what I did last month. Now, I also currently have 4 properties pending. So that's also great. 2 are homes, 2 are condos. It's an exciting time to be in the market. So if you're looking for help or you have any questions, please reach out to me. As I always like to say, life is short. Buy the beach house, live the dream.